Welcome back to Reds Fusion LFC, your ultimate hub for everything Liverpool. We've got a massive update today. Luis Diaz Milan mystery finally explained, Darwin Nuñez pre-season absence addressed by Arne, Liverpool chasing one of Europe's hottest striker talents, and a twist in the Isac saga with Newcastle's four-man shortlist. So, if you're a true Red, don't forget to like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for all the latest LFC buzz, only here on Reds Fusion LFC. Luis Diaz Liverpool transfer latest as Arne confirms reason behind AC Milan absence. Arne confirmed Luis Diaz's absence from Saturday's pre-season friendly defeat to AC Milan was due to his uncertain Liverpool future. Arne has confirmed Luis Diaz was left out of the pre-season friendly defeat to AC Milan due to interest from Bayern Munich, with Liverpool now braced for another bid from the Bundesliga champions. But the Reds boss confirmed Darwin Nuñez's absence was merely precautionary, saying he expects the striker to play a part in Japan against Yokohama Marinos next week. Diaz played no part in Saturday's 4-2 loss to the Rossoneri after talks resumed between Liverpool and Bayern earlier this week, and having turned down a bid shy of £60 million earlier this month, the German giants are now expected to return with an improved offer. Diaz had initially been hopeful of opening contract talks with Anfield officials on the back of a campaign that saw him score 17 goals across all competitions, but the Reds have no intention of extending the terms for the 28-year-old, who remains on the same deal he signed when he joined in January 2022. In Lucho's situation it was, linked to his future, yeah, Slot said after the game in Hong Kong. There are a lot of rumors around it lately and I cannot go into that. But he is training really well with us and we have decided, for now, not to play him yet. In Darwin's situation, he has trained really well also and played a few good games for us already this preseason. He was injured so we didn't want to take the risk, and it was also the same with Wataru Endo, trained with us all week but we didn't want to take a risk with him either. So it is part of preseason, the boys need to get towards match fitness and that is a thin balance, a thin line sometimes. We thought it was smarter for Darwin and Wata to sit it out today, but I assume they will be with us when we are in Japan. Slot added, yes, I've spoken to Diaz, but I am used to talking to most of my players on a regular basis. Like I said, Lucho is training really well but we've decided that he is best not playing at the moment in the games and I cannot comment much more than that. Does he want to leave? I am not the person to ask. Liverpool had been reluctant to sell the former Porto winger and had already rejected an advance from Barcelona this summer before Bayern's interest was firmed up this month. Newcastle's four-man shortlist to replace Liverpool transfer target Alexander Isak. Newcastle is preparing for the potential departure of Alexander Isak, who reportedly handed in a transfer request after the Magpies rejected a £120 million, $161.2 million, offer from Liverpool. Newcastle has prepared a list of 4 potential striker replacements in the event of Alexander Isak's exit. The Magpies are readying themselves for bids after it was revealed on Thursday that the 25-year-old is keen to depart St James Park. This follows an approach from Liverpool, who has indicated its willingness to part with a British record £120 million, $161.2 million, for the Swedish player. Newcastle's response was to declare that Isac is not on the market, leading Liverpool to swiftly shift its attention to Hugo Ekitike, another player on Newcastle's radar. Despite finalizing a staggering deal with Eintracht Frankfurt for Ekitike, Liverpool's interest in Isac persists. While manager Eddie Howe remains confident that his star player will stay put, Newcastle is formulating backup plans that could trigger a domino effect in the Premier League. The 4 strikers that Newcastle are currently researching, Nicholas Jackson, Ollie Watkins, Jon Wissa, and Benjamin Sesko. Howe's club has already tabled an offer for Wissa, which Brentford promptly turned down, while Watkins and Jackson are also on Manchester United's radar. Benjamin Sesko was in discussions to join Arsenal before the Gunners ultimately opted for Victor Gyökeres, whose transfer was confirmed on Saturday. Wissa, who netted 19 times for Brentford last season, is keen to move on with just a year left on his contract. Watkins has proven his worth in the Premier League, scoring 75 goals and providing 34 assists in 184 matches for Aston Villa. Meanwhile, Jackson's standing at Chelsea has slipped after the club signed Liam Delap and João Pedro. Conversely, Sesko is considered a valuable asset by RB Leipzig, who are likely to demand around £70 million, $94.1 million. Howe faced numerous questions about Isak's future during a press conference in Singapore on Saturday. When asked if the Liverpool target would stay, Howe responded, "I said after the Celtic game, I certainly hope he stays, and I said I was confident he would stay. I don't see anything that will change that opinion of mine at the moment, but it's football and who knows what the future may bring. We are in a very strong position financially. We are determined to be successful, be ambitious. We have got a great season ahead of us, and we need to add to the squad and continue to improve. The journey will continue in an upward trajectory, and that's what we all want." Liverpool boss Arne Slot provides telling update on Darwin Nuñez after pre-season absence. Darwin Nuñez was not in Liverpool's squad as they fell to defeat against AC Milan in Hong Kong, and Arne Slot has revealed that he did not want to risk the red striker. Arne Slot has revealed that he did not want to risk Darwin Nuñez in Liverpool's clash against AC Milan. The striker was left out of the Reds' friendly clash in Hong Kong, and continues to recover from an injury. The Uruguay international, who has been linked with a move away from the club this summer, could only watch on from the sidelines on Saturday, with his absence from the squad leaving some room for speculation. The ex-Benfica star was deemed unavailable alongside Luis Diaz, who has been linked with a possible move to Bayern Munich. But whereas Slot conceded Diaz's lack of involvement came as a result of transfer speculation, the Dutchman was keen to highlight how Darwin had already impressed this summer. Liverpool's boss focused on ensuring Darwin was ready to enter the season match fit rather than the prospect of any transfer. The striker's situation was likened to that of Wataru Endo. Slot expects both players to be available to feature against Yokohama FM in Japan on Wednesday. In Darwin's situation, he has trained really well and played a few good games for us already this pre-season, said Slot. He was injured, so we didn't want to take the risk. It was also the same with Wada. Endo trained with us all week, but we didn't want to take a risk with him either. It is part of pre-season. The boys need to get towards match fitness, and that is a thin balance, a thin line sometimes. In this situation we thought it was smarter for Darwin and Wada to sit it out today, but I assume they will be with us when we are in Japan for the next game. The situation is somewhat different for Diaz, who Liverpool have decided not to play at this moment in time. In Lucho's situation it was linked to his future, yeah, Slot admitted. There are a lot of rumors around it lately and I cannot go into that. But he is training really well with us and we have decided, for now, not to play him yet. Slot added, yes, I've spoken to Diaz, but I am used to talking to most of my players on a regular basis. Like I said, Lucho is training really well, but we've decided that he is best not playing at the moment in the games and I cannot comment much more than that. Does he want to leave? I am not the person to ask. Liverpool transfer news. Arne Slot keen on one of Europe's hottest properties in search of striker this summer. Liverpool are among a number of Premier League clubs to have inquired for Met striker Idrissa Gueye, the latest report has claimed. The Reds were beaten 4-2 by AC Milan in a pre-season friendly in Hong Kong on Saturday, though key attacker Florian Wirtz managed to excel. Boss Arne Slot opted to deploy the German as a false nine, but striker Hugo Ekitike can be expected to lead the line against Yokohama F. Marinos on Wednesday. The Merseysiders could still make more additions in attack considering they have been strongly linked with Newcastle United number 9 Alexander Isak. Football Insider claimed that Liverpool have also made an inquiry for Met striker Gueye, though they will have to beat competition from the likes of West Ham United, Brighton and Hove Albion and Crystal Palace to secure his signature. Planning for life without Mohamed Salah. Gueye is just 18 years old, but he managed to score 5 league goals in 17 League Two appearances last term, an impressive total considering his inexperience. While the Senegalese would find it difficult to claim a place in the starting 11 in the immediate future, Liverpool seem to be planning for life without talisman Mohamed Salah. The Egyptian has been the club's leading scorer since joining in 2017-18, but he will be 35 by the time his contract expires in 2027. Ekitike and Wirtz were signed for initial fees of £69 million and £100 million respectively, and the Reds will hope that they can take up Salah's goal-scoring burden once he leaves Anfield. Is Arne Slot making a mistake by signing too many attackers this summer? Should Liverpool manage to convince Newcastle to sell Isac this summer, Slot will be blessed with an abundance of attacking options in 2025-26. Gay would also secure the future of the club's attack, but there is a concern that the Reds have invested too heavily in their forward line this transfer window. Centre-back Virgil van Dijk is 34 years old, Joe Gomez is injury-prone and Ibrahima Konate's contract expires in the summer of 2026, and failure to sign another central defender could prove costly next term. The Premier League champions have been linked with Crystal Palace centre-back Mark Guéhi, and if they were to bring him to Anfield alongside the likes of Isac and Gay, then Slot's squad would be in a strong position from which to challenge on all fronts for a number of years.